ladies and gentlemen. This is Braden with Key News, and today I will be covering human cloning and the fact that we've already had the technology for many years that they're keeping from us right under our noses. So, right here, I have dozens of articles, and the first one right here: Chinese scientists say they have the ability to clone humans, but the rest of the world might not be ready yet. So, China has been currently working on this, cloning research project for many, many years. Communist, the biggest communist country at the moment. Right now, thousands and hundreds of, millions of people are protesting in Hong Kong right now over their communist social construct that they're building with face identity and all that other good stuff. I'll get into that another day, but right now we're just covering human cloning and how they already have the ability to do it. So right here, Inquisitor: China aims to become the first country to clone humans by building the world's largest animal cloning factory. So 20, 30 years ago, that they've already had, cows that can produce human milk. I have the article. We'll get to that in a moment. The U.S. has researched, spiders that can, produce silk that is basically body armor. Right here, the technology is already there. If this is allowed, I don't think there are other companies better than BoyLife that make better technology. So to get to the human cloning here, right here, unfortunately, currently the only way to have a child is to have it be half its mom and half its dad. He said, maybe in the future you have three choices instead of one. Either have 50-50, or you have a choice of having the genetics 100% from daddy or 100% from mommy. This is only a choice. So they're trying to add another choice. Like, you think you have the freedom of choice nowadays. They make you think they're giving you more choices, but yeah, it's really not. I mean, you already know China has the one-child policy. I mean, it's all a joke, people. We have decided to locate the facilities in China in case we enter the phase of applying the technology to human bodies. Man, that's just hilarious. Who earlier claimed to be the first person in the world to clone a human embryo. China has been cloning animals since 2000. I'm sure this article, it's giving us some truth, but not the whole truth. I mean, it's hard to find the whole truth nowadays. That's why I'm trying to do my best to, search it and give you the best information that I can find on what exactly is going on. Here's BoyLife right here. Yay, we're cloning humans. One brainwashed person right there. And look, I found this article here while I was doing some research. MIT Technology Review. No, China is not building a human cloning factory. There's nothing to see here, people. They're not, cloning humans. To be clear, genetic engineering is not the same as cloning. Yeah, cloning is only replication. That's why they're doing this genetic engineering. Where's the article? Here's the human milk article. And here's the human pig article. We'll get to that in a moment. But the reason that they are able to do this, to create these clones, well, they're not clones. They're basically hybrids. They're, a mixture of human DNA and animal DNA. So like Alex Jones said on the Joe Rogan podcast, the second edition, there's this gray area. There's a spectrum. So, if it's part human and part animal, if it's a mixture of that DNA, it's in the middle. It's a gray area. There's no human rights. In my opinion, I agree with what Alex Jones said. It's basically an alien. It's a thing, that's never been on this earth before. It's genetically modified. It's something that's never existed. So on the spectrum, you have a human rights movement and an animal rights movement, but there's nothing in between. There's no alien rights or animal human rights movement. That doesn't exist. That's why they're able to get away from it. I mean, this is from CBS News. People, human milks from cows. Scientists make it happen. From 2017. Utterly ridiculous. Chinese scientists genetically produced a herd of 300 of these human milk producing cows and are excited by their early findings. The genetically modified cow milk is 80% the same as human breast milk. Ning said the milk contains many of the same proteins and antibodies humans need, including lysosome, a protein found in human breast milk, but not in ordinary cow's milk. The researchers hope one day to commercially produce the milk. So are you telling me that, one day on, the shelf of, Walmart or your local grocery store, we're going to have this, hybrid cow human milk? I'm gonna be able to buy it. That's ridiculous. By feeding the transgenic goat milk to baby pigs, which serve as a model for humans, we can see the impact of what the milk might do for humans. Professor blah blah blah. It's like, come on. Human pig hybrid created in the lab. Here are the facts. Scientists hope the chimera embryos represent key steps toward life-saving lab-grown organs. I mean, they're already doing this. I mean, I should have looked it up, actually. The black market for organs. I forgot to pull up this article. I think this is the last thing I wanted to pull up here. Look, 10 black market organ trafficking rings. Legalizing black market organs could save lives. Organ trafficking prices in kidney transplant sales. Body snatchers. Organ harvesting for profit. Inside hospitals performing thousands of black market organ transplants. I mean, all of this is in plain sight. I'm not sure why there's not, many people talking about this subject. This is why I'm trying to, do the deep research here and let everyone know exactly what's going on. So, out of all these articles I have, I'm just going to go over a couple of other ones and get to the real agenda here and basically get to the purpose. Why exactly do they want to do this? So here we go. Chinese scientists clone monkeys, break barrier to human cloning. So monkeys were basically, I'd say the second or third step here. I mean, obviously, the human pig chimeras that I just talked about, the cows with the human milk, and, monkeys are just a step further. I mean, obviously they have the closest DNA that we know of, compared to humans. What, 98, 99, 97%, basically the same DNA that we have. And so, I mean, they've already been cloning monkeys. Chinese scientists successfully clone monkeys. Researchers at the Chinese Academy of Science Institute of Neuroscience in Shanghai said their work would be a boon to medical research by making it possible to study diseases in populations of genetically uniform monkeys. Humans are primates, so for the cloning of primate species, including humans, the technical barrier is not broken, what I just mentioned. Mumming Pu, who helped supervise the program at the Institute, told reporters in a conference call, the reason we broke this barrier is to produce animal models that are useful for medicine and human health, aka organ transplants and the black market of organs. There is no intention to apply this method to humans. Yeah, okay, I definitely believe that. These two newborns are now being bottle fed and are growing normally. The researchers said they expect more, whatever that word is. I've actually never heard that. More clones. So here we go. Chinese scientists say they have no plan to clone humans following success of monkey trial. Yeah, I definitely believe that one. Everything you need to know about the CRISPR gene editing. I'll probably go over this in another video, but here's a little taste of it. So how does CRISPR work? What is it exactly? When people refer to CRISPR, they're probably talking about CRISPR-Cas9, a complex of enzymes, genetic guides that together finds and edits the DNA. It edits your DNA. currently edit. They have a TED talk about this. I think it's probably where I originally heard about it. There you go. There's a little taste of CRISPR. Breakthrough in human cloning offers new transplant hope. That's what I mentioned with the black market of transplants. The future of organ replacement needs potential applications and obstacles to application. And there you go, right there. So here's the last article I wanted to go over here. How afraid of human cloning should we be? By Philip Bald on The Guardian here. The creation of two monkeys brings the science of human cloning closer to reality, but that doesn't mean it will happen. I highly doubt that. They already admitted it, as I mentioned earlier here. So, like I said, what is their agenda? Why do they want to do this? Well, basically, they want to replace us. They want robots that... I'm just going to say the globalists. I'll probably go over the globalists in another video of who exactly the globalists are. But just to boil down is they're basically the elites, the top 0.0001%. The top richest people, the tricoms, the deep state of the current government. These Chinese globalists. That's why most of this is happening in China, because most of them are getting paid, by the highest bidder. And most of China are already robots. These human people that have souls, that are working in these environments, slave labor. They're obviously committing suicide. Suicide is at high rate right now. That's why they're putting up these suicide nets to, catch people, from jumping off the side of buildings in these, sweatshops, slave labor camps. So they want to create human clones to be their robots, to serve them, to do whatever they want, be their sex slaves, and that's basically the agenda. That's what they want to do. And that's it. Thanks for watching.